commissioners of the Independent Electoral and Boundaries Commission and senior staff of the IEBC Secretariat are holding a 3-day workshop in Naivasha ahead of the rerun of the presidential elections. The staff from the electoral body will start their workshop at a Naivasha hotel in the wake of a major fallout between the chairman and the CEO. Top on the agenda is finding ways and means of reconciling the already divided body ahead of next month's repeat of the presidential election. All right, good morning there. Thank you very much for joining us. This is News Center, and my name is Betty Kello. So glad that you could join us this morning, the September 11th date, of course, to get the latest details of stories that are developing right here in the country. And of course, like I mentioned, our top story today is that retreat in Naivasha of IEBC. And we have our Sophia Wanuna there. She's going to be joining me in a few minutes just to give us details of really what the agenda of this retreat is. Apart from that, we're also following up on a couple of other stories away from the politics. The Independent Electoral and Boundaries Commission will also be looking at the latest on the President Uhuru Kenyatta's address to Parliament. That's going to be happening tomorrow. Murimi Mwangi will be telling us the latest in regards to that. We're also expecting an address by the chairman of the Kenya National Union of Nurses. The nurses' strike is in its third month. It has now been declared illegal. The Council of Governors instructed county governments to sack those who failed to report to work by Friday. That's a top story that we're also looking at here on News Center this morning. Away from that, we'll also be having a conversation on the prevention of suicide later in the second hour of the show. A very important conversation that we'll be having here in studio. Would like to invite your participation, your feedback, and your thoughts on all the top stories that we're focusing on this morning. My name is Betty Kello. Let's get this started. Remember that you can interact with me. Hashtag to use, of course, is News Center, or you can tweet me directly at Betty M. Kello. That's my Twitter handle. I'd love to hear what you have to say about the various discussions we'll be having here in studio. I will be joined by Caleb Amisi, who's the Saboti Member of Parliament, together with the former Budalangi Member of Parliament, Ababu Namwamba. We'll be discussing quite a number of issues here in studio. All right, so let's get straight into it, and we start with our top story. And like I mentioned, the commissioners of the Independent Electoral and Boundaries Commission and senior staff of the Secretariat are holding a 3-day workshop in Naivasha ahead of the rerun of the presidential election. Now, the staff from the electoral body will start their workshop at a Naivasha hotel today in the wake of a major fallout between the chairman and the CEO. Top on the agenda is finding ways and means of reconciling the already divided body ahead of next month's repeat presidential election.